You have the floor.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. I just have a few questions, please, on sections, starting on section 29. This is about some of the PURA information. I'm not sure who would like to take this.
Please proceed.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. I'm just kind of curious why this was added. What's going on with this section? Is there a specific project that we're thinking about? Through you, Madam Speaker.
Representative Steinberg.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. This section is in response to a particularly unfortunate situation in the community of Ansonia, which somehow managed to endorse two fuel cell projects at the same time on the same piece of land. And this is critically important as a revenue generator for the community. And unfortunately, the way that the previous municipal administration chose to pursue this has led to a snafu of humongous proportions. And this is intended to try to sort it out and create an effective path for building fuel cells on this property and to get Ansonia out of the bind that they find themselves in. Through you, Mr. Speaker.
Representative Morrow.
Okay, and thank you. It's nice to see the good chair of energy back up. I'm sure he was not expecting to talk again today. Through you, Madam Speaker, so who is, it seems like there's some subsidies that are being considered here, and who is going to be paying for these subsidies? Through you, Madam Speaker.
Representative Steinberg.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The subsidies to which you refer are consistent with existing programs, so they're merely accessing programs that any community would be available to access. Through you, Mr. Speaker, Madam Speaker.
Representative Morrow.
Okay, so we've actually changed some of these subsidies moving forward. So I'm kind of curious. I believe that our bill, the solar bill hasn't passed upstairs. I'm not sure how this actually works in this case, but will this be going under the old subsidies, or is this going to be going under the new projects, how they've been reformed? Through you, Madam Speaker.
Representative Steinberg.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. This is based purely on existing programs. It does not presume passage of the solar bill now before the Senate. Through you, Madam Speaker.
Representative Morrow.
Okay. So in lines 7, 10 through 7, 13, I don't know if the chair is able to take a look at all. It's talking about the recovery. Through you, Madam Speaker, how will these subsidies be recovered? I believe it's contemplating that in those lines.
Representative Steinberg.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I do confess I'm not familiar with those lines. If the good representative is capable and allowed to read them to me, it might simplify matters. Through you, Madam Speaker.
Representative Morrow.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. I will just make it easier for everyone. It looks like these subsidies are going to be allowed to be recovered through the utility companies. So once again, my frustration with this this process is that we are going to be voting on a bill that once again is putting rates on the back of ratepayers. And we have asked several times that we talk about the impact on the ratepayers when we discuss these bills. I'm not going to bring out a point of order here yet again today, but we have another bill before us that didn't follow the process. We don't know what it's going to cost ratepayers. I have no idea how much money this fuel cell may cost. It seems like it's a pretty big one. My one concern was it was going to be cutting into the 85 million of procurement that we'd already talked about with the other bill, but actually this won't even have a target. There's no target, there's no cap, and we don't know what the cost is going to be. But you know what? We're going to be voting on it today, and there's seemingly no cost to the state of Connecticut, but there is cost to the residents of Connecticut. And we always seem to forget that. The residents are paying for these, and every time we bring a bill out that has a cost to the ratepayers of the state of Connecticut, we need to have those dollars on there, because every time you push your button, yes or no, you need to know what it's costing your constituents. Again, I'm not going to bring out the point of order. I find that this is a frustrating process, that we have to vote for something in which we're kind of hiding behind costs that we don't know what they are. I will continue to listen to debate, because I believe that there are other parts of this bill that may be good, and maybe even this section is good too. But without having the full picture, it's hard for me to support something like this. Thank you so much, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Representative. Representative Steinberg.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I just want to agree with the good representative that I would have preferred that we had a different process with this. But unfortunately, we were obliged to respond thanks to the blatant ineptitude of the former administration that basically ran the community into the ground and left very little choice but for us to take remedial action on behalf of the entire community, which does not deserve to have been served so poorly by that municipal administration. This section would not have been necessary if the people responsible in Ansonia had behaved in any way responsibly. Through you, Madam Speaker.